Welcome to the RebelRed channel, guys. The channel which shares the most relevant tips and tricks on how to win at Risk, and improve your rank in no time. Subscribe to the channel and you won't even see how fast you will become so much better at Risk. Push that notification bell to see new videos first. This is your host Champion Ever. And today we are playing 6-player progressive card game on the United States map with my subscribers. The white, green, blue and black players are Grandmasters, and the yellow player is a beginner. Settings: alliances off, balanced blitz dice rolls in 60 seconds per turn. One of the most important things in progressive card games could be to be spread out well enough to have a few different armies in a few different spots of the map. So my strategy will be to keep sustaining having those armies which I seem to have everywhere around the whole map. So because of all of that, I should be more suitable to access any of the players whenever the right time comes to take them out for their cards, and also for my opponents it should be harder to go for me, as with me having my troops in multiple different armies on the map, there's really possible that they won't have a good access to at least one of them, and if so then it increases my probability to survive. However, I'm pretty much sure that basically everyone in this game know this strategy, so they might be hard to be taken out as well, but I mean I really have my troops everywhere, so I would say my setup is one of the most decent ones. And I mean probably everyone is looking to spread out well enough with the exception of the yellow player. I think his plan is to move all of his troops to the one place, and one of his main goals is to go for the regions, the areas which give you some troops every turn if you manage to successfully hold them. I guess so, because the yellow player in the beginning of the game tried to manual roll the blue player's army, probably wanting to go for this region, but not having enough luck for that, he decided to switch going for this region instead, and I think this is why he is moving those troops closer and closer to this region. Which I would say isn't the best idea, because by having troops only in one place, he should end up being easily accessible for everyone, which should really decrease his chances to survive. And at the same time other players should become harder accessible for him as well. Some other player armies could become very blocked from him or not really accessible at all. Anyways, I don't really understand the black player's idea behind capturing a lot of territories per turn. I think it's really impossible to increase your territorial troop bonus in this map playing a 6-player game. So I'm not really sure what is the black's plan with that, as those one-troop territories are going to be captured by other players anyways, or if not, then he could restrict a movement for himself. His armies could become more blocked from accessing certain players' armies. He could cut the way from those armies by himself. Or what do you guys think on capturing multiple territories per turn instead of one in a situation like it is now? Anyways, by seeing that the yellow player is really prioritizes regions over everything, I predicted that he will be going for this one as well, so this is why I didn't keep adding any of the troops there, even though there would have been a very great spot to be harder accessible for other players. So by knowing that my troops will be wiped out anyways, I took that not 100% 5 versus 2 blitz roll, attacking yellow player's troops and just being fine of getting whichever blitz roll I get. And fortunately to me I didn't lose any of the troops, which is still great of course, but it didn't really matter with my troops getting taken down anyways. Well, I'm not sure exactly if the yellow player is going to crush my and the blue player's troops in this area, but I think it's very likely. Or I mean I could have kept adding my troops there, but then I would have basically needed to add all of them here to highly increase my chances of them not being wiped out. But at the end, with the yellow player getting a higher troop set, they could have been crushed anyways, so I didn't want to risk it at all, or just add the majority of troops in an isolated place in general. Anyways, with me having my troops in 4 different locations, I'm still very happy with my position, even with not having my troops on the top right corner anymore. In progressive cards, in order to win, the main goal should be to take your opponents out when it's worth for their cards. So this is what I'm going to do. I will be looking forward to take someone out as soon as I see it would be worth to do that for the opponent's cards. Eliminating opponent by opponent out, you become even stronger and stronger until eventually you win the game. So of course if you're being reasonable, but not taking someone out just for the sake of taking out. So anyways, After trading in a set, I didn't really know where would it be the best to add my troops or for which players I should prepare to go for, so I decided to add my troops next to yellow. With him basically having all of his troops in one place, he is the easiest target to focus on. And also at the same time I think it was good to add my army there because of the black player. Basically everyone trade in their sets before me except for the black player whose turn is after mine, so the black player seems to be one of the most reasonable players to have the opportunity to go for. And poor, very poor players called white and yellow. The white player has tried taking the yellow player out, but by failing to win 3 versus 1 blitz roll, the opportunity was gone. So I assume the white player should have left 4 troops for that territory instead of 3, as that would have been 100% blitz roll. So then having 12 troops on the other army, he would have blitzed 3 troops of the blue player. I assume having at least 7 troops left, which would have been 100% blitz roll for the last 3 the yellow player's troops as well. Now the yellow player is very worth to be taken out for his cards, but the thing is that nobody can really take him out even having a set, because that person wouldn't be able to trade in a set in the same turn, putting himself in a very big danger to be taken out next, so unless he would be confident that he would be able to survive to the next round. But with the yellow player getting the 4th card, someone would definitely take him out. And obviously the green and blue players' turns are before mine, so the yellow player would be taken by one of them without me having the opportunity, as probability for both of them to not have a set at 4 cards is very low. So what I decided to do is to block the yellow player from getting the next card, so nobody could safely take him out. So far I'm not so sure whether it's a great decision or not, but we are going to find it out. Alright, the yellow player after all crushed the 8 troops army of the green player in order to get a card, which I am not sure whether it's great for me or not. I mean, the green player probably won't take out the yellow player right now, ending up quite a bit blocked. However, the blue player can still access yellow and he will have to crush 7 troops fewer than he had to. But that's awesome. I cannot believe how lucky I am. The blue player doesn't have a set at 4 cards, so now I should be the winner instead of him, otherwise I believe he would have won the game. So I would say it was really a thing of luck. I've gotta admit that it was very smart for the blue player to make his turn as soon as possible, not having a set at 4 cards, so I wouldn't have a lot of time to think and at the end might not be able to take out all of the players I could, because seeing that I wouldn't have enough time anymore. And to be honest, I really expected the blue player to have a set, so I didn't really much plan ahead, which was a mistake for me. And alright, after taking the blue player out, I see I should go for black with him having 4 cards while all of the rest players have 2 cards each. I see that I'm really running out of time, so let's try doing it fast, but yeah, I think I will make it, and after that the game is totally mine. The black player has been eliminated and I've got to trade in even 2 sets with me having 8 cards in total. I think I will just try taking both of the opponents at once. But whatever, I see that I'm really running out of time, so I will deal with them in the next turn. I wouldn't like to miserably fail. And with me having so many troops while with them being with 2 cards each, I'm confident that I won the game anyways. So unless I really mess up something or if my opponents come up with something great to prevent themselves from getting taken out somehow. It seems the green player is taking out the white player and I think it makes everything even easier for me with him not being able to trade in a set. So that's a GG. I've got a really unexpected win with neither green nor blue being able to take the yellow player out. If you guys enjoyed watching this video, then I would recommend checking some of these out as well. Highly improve your skills by simply watching Risk videos.